morning,
police
everyone.
station.
My name is Riam Victoria from BS Cream 1C. And for today, I will be discussing our topics are the Module 2, Unit 5. Lessons for our subject, Understanding the Self. Specifically, political self and being a Filipino. So today, I am expecting that at the end of this lesson, you gonna develop a Filipino identity and you gonna identify the different values and traits and you reflect your selfhood to the relation to your national identity. So what makes a Filipino a genuine Filipino? Do physical characteristics such as having a dark hair, flat nose, and dark complexion make a one Filipino? Or it is a person's language, workplace, and ethnicity? If you are able to introduce yourself as a Filipino to a person or to another nationality, and he or she asks, who is Filipino? What would you reply? Right now, I am going to tackle about who is Filipino. But before I tackle about our topic, let's have a quick explanation first of what is citizenship and nationality. So citizenship means it is a legal relationship between a person and a country. So if you are a citizen and you have a specific country, you have the right to live and to work. On the other hand, nationality means the country that you came from. So if you are came from the Philippines, automatically your nationality will be a Filipino. But if you came from America, so technically your nationality will be an American. So it is simply that country that you came from only. And that's the difference between citizenship and nationality. Okay, let's go ahead and tackle our topic. So who is Filipino? Filipinos are often referred to globally renowned personalities like Manny Pacquiao, Lias Longa, and Michael Cinco, whom have made Filipinos recognized around the world through their expertise. So technically, according to the 1973 of the Constitution, there is a kind of a Filipino of the Philippine citizenship. So the first one is DR citizen at the time of the adoption of the Constitution. The second one is the national born citizens. And the third one is the citizens through election. And the last one is the naturalized citizen. Let's go ahead and tackle it one by one. So the first one is DR citizen at the time of the adoption of the Constitution. So these are the people who elected themselves as a Filipino citizen at the time of the adoption of the Constitution. And we can also say that these are the people who are born at the time or at the age of the adoption of the Constitution. So basically, we can call them a Filipino citizen. And one is the national born citizens. These people, they need to act or to perform everything in order to them to acquire a Filipino citizenship. So how can we be a natural born Filipino citizen? So for example, both of your parents are Filipino, automatically you have a Filipino citizenship already because you are a Filipino. So the third one is citizens through elections. These are the Filipino mothers who elect Philippine citizenship upon reaching at the age of majority before January 19, 1973. The last one is the naturalized citizen. This is a process of allowing foreigners to become a Filipino citizens, but they must do renunciation. Means you have to give up your citizenship in order to acquire to another citizenship. That's all the ways of being a citizen. So let's proceed the Filipino values and traits. Filipino values and traits is the lush island paradise famous for its grandiose mountain views. beaches, and rich and diverse culture changing from province to province. While the Philippines may be well known for its awe-inspiring beauty, perhaps the Filipinos' unique traits, reputable values, and laudable talents make the country a place to be. So tourists who have visited the Philippines are never forget the big and bright smiles that greeted them, the colorful and loud jeepney, common Filipino phrases such as mabuhay and salamat, and habits such as saying po and opo to the elders, leaving shoes or slippers at the front door before entering a house, and the importunate asking of kumain ka na? Or meaning, have you eaten yet? Indeed, it is a marvel to experience that kind of unique of traits of the Filipinos firsthand. So this is are the some Filipino traits, and that the first one is Filipino hospitality. The Filipino hospitality. The Filipino trait that is known everywhere is the Filipino brand of hospitality. Filipinos welcome their guests, tourists, as if they are their own brothers and sisters. We always make the guests feel at home, offering them something to eat or even a place to stay. They will bring out of their best sets of plates and chinaware for their honored guests, and even go as far as spending a lot of money and going into debt just so they can satisfy them. In most local shops, Filipino sales will greet their customers with warm welcome and say thank you when they leave even without buying anything. Filipinos also anticipate giving tours to friends who will visit their hometown and treating them to the best restaurants and delicacies for free. During festivals of festas, Filipinos serves heps or festive foods and invite the whole barangay over. They are also fond of giving pasalubong or tokens from their travels and pabaon or farewell gifts to their visitors. Filipino hospitality. Hospitality it is the most common term that describes how Filipinos welcome the tourists or foreigners who visit the country. This trait is undeniably exemption. As a matter of fact, Filipinos would usually greet their visitors with a feel at home to ensure that they are at the ease during their stay. The Philippines is wealthy in terms of history and culture. Culture represents a form of genuine wealth that should be preserved, as it is a manifestation of one's identity.
Good day, everyone. Before I am going to start, I would like to introduce first myself. I am Dualdo Singh. I am the second reporter of the topic, the political South. My assigned topic is respect for elders. Filipino greet their elders by kissing their hands and saying mano po, and constantly using po and opo in conversation. Ibig sabihin, tayong mga Pilipino, kapag pumunta tayo sa malayo or sa ibang lugar, pagbalik natin ay nagmamano tayo sa ating mga magulang at sa ating mga nakatatanda na mga kapatid. At sa pagtawag naman sa ating mga nakatatandang kapatid, we use ate and kuya. Kapag sa labas naman ng bahay, manong at ale or aleng. Sa pakikipag-usap naman, gumagamit tayo ng po or opo bilang respeto sa mga nakakatanda sa atin kapag tayo ay nakipag-usap sa kanila. Close family ties. Filipinos maintain a tight relationship with their families of their own. We having a reunion in order for us to know more our relatives. Some Filipino families even to live a big house where everyone can stay together. Nursing homes and almost always not an option for family members and choose to take care of their elders themselves. Cheerful personality. Filipinos have a habit of smiling and laughing a lot. So tayong mga Pilipino ay lagi tayong nakangiti at tumatawa. Kahit anong sitwasyon man ang ating pinagdaanan, lagi tayong tumatawa o problema man yan or hindi. Filipinos, they always try to maintain a positive outlook in life, which make them resilient and able to manage almost everything with a simple smile. Self-sacrifice. The self-sacrificing attitude of Filipinos can be seen in an extension of the Filipino hospitality. At ang mga Pilipinos ay matulungin in terms of their friends, family, and loved ones. At kadalasan, ang mga nakatatandang kapatid ay huminto sa pag-aaral upang makatulong sa kanilang pamilya para maiahon din nila sa kahirapan ang kanilang pamilya. Pumunta sila ng ibang bansa para mayroong pangtusto sa kanilang pamilya.
Good day everyone, I am Alden Rix Arcasukot, the reporter of this topic, Bayanihan. Bayanihan is a spirit of communal unity and cooperation of Filipinos. It is also about giving without expecting something in return. Filipinos are always ready to share and help their friends and loved ones who are in need. It may not always be in monetary form, but the time and effort they give also count as a form of help for them. This trait is particularly manifested in how Filipinos rally themselves to send and to those who are severely affected by calamities. As a Filipino, ilagi na to sa tuwa nga naagid sa tuwa ang pagka manggitabangon. Even nga sa kita na biktima ta sa bagyo, din atong katapad ang atong mga silingan, atong mga na biktima po sila sa bagyo. Then pero mas lala ang pagkabiktima nila kay wala na ginabilin sila. Mutabang lang yapon ta bisag parihara ta biktima. Dira na ilang pagka Pilipino sa bayanihan sa ilang pagkamangitabangon kanang katong uban nga manggitabangan wala nakag-account sa imong tabang sa ilaha pero mubalos ang uban kanang nay something return nga time and effort kanang kung unsay mga trabahoon sa inyo ha mo tabang mo cooperate sila mo share sila sa ilahang unsay naa sa ilaha po. Yan, bahala na attitude. Bahala na is a Filipino version the famous line Hakuna Matata, meaning no worries, ayaw kabalaka. The phrase is said to have originated from Bathala na, where Bathala means God, and the phrase meaning leaving everything into God's hands. It can also be viewed as something similar to cheerful and positive attitude of Filipinos and allowing situation take care of themselves instead of worrying about them. Mao ni ang bahala na attitude. Mao ni ang ginagamit sa mga Filipinos bisan unsa kadako sa problema. Mo ana moingon ra gyud tang mga Pilipino nga bahala na. Ginoo na mahibalo sa ato pang version. Ginoo na ang bahala sa tanan. Ginoo na ang mahibalo mo antigo sa atong kagalingon ang This means nga ato ang kagalingon nato nang gitugyan ngadto sa Ginoo because sa mga dagko ni kay mga grabe ni mga pagsulay. Manana habit. Manana habit, this is the Filipino term of procrastination. It was derived from a longer Filipino phrase called mamaya na, meaning dawdling things which could have been done an earlier time. It is a poor habit of laziness that result a heavier workloads. Kining manana habit mo ni ang atuang habit nga unya na gamay pa kayo, unya na taas pa kayong panahon nga ang atong trabaho, example manghugas sa tagplato, gamay ra kay itong hugasunon. Sige daot sa unya-unya moabot na og isa ka balde, dako na kayo tinandugaya mahuman hantod nga laayo na ka mo niya ito ang habit sa atong pagkatapulan, ang manana habit yon. Ang Filipino time have this common attitude of arriving late at commitments, dinner or parties, especially if they are meeting someone close to them. They tend to not observe punctuality altogether. The 7 p.m. call times become adjusted to 7:30 p.m. and almost everyone arrives at the same time because everyone is using Filipino time. Kining Filipino time daghan na kay ni kumo na kini sa tuwa nga may tabo nga unos ang example gikandak nga activity nga simultaneous 7 AM alas 7 sa buntag mahimo nang siyang 8:50 8:30 because pa may paabuton daghan pa man kay kulang kay everyone kasagaran ning gamit man sa Filipino time. Sige rang og magkahapit og naitabi dugay man kayo. Mao na nga ang Filipino napoy pagka-toxic, may pagkalangayan, may pagkatapulan, napoy pagkamangitabangon, ug napoy pagka Dios nun.
By the way, my topic is Ningas Kugon. From the word Ningas is what is comes to in our mind. So Ningas is in the Filipino term alab or apoy, and then Kugon is yung uri ng damo na madaling masunog. It is refers us to a Filipino in our attitude when we are going to starting things. Dalasan sa atin yung sa tuwing may ginagawa tayo ay parang na-excite tayo sa mga bagay na parang gusto nating madaling tapusin. But lastly is kapag nakaranas na tayo ng hirap ay mapapagod din tayo at wala tayong natatapos na mga bagay-bagay. Kadalasan kasi sa atin kapag may trabaho tayo ay nauna yung excitement sa ating isipan. Tulad na lang ng isang kugon na kapag sinindihan mo ay napakalakas itong umapoy, ngunit madali rin itong mamatay. So ganyan din tayo mga Pilipino, na kilala tayo sa ganyang mga mentality na kapag may trabaho tayo is sa una lang yung excitement, pero sa bandang huli ay madali din tayong mapagod. Wala tayong natapos-tapos na trabaho. By the way, my topic is Ningas Kugon. From the word Ningas is what is comes to in our mind. So Ningas is in the Filipino term alab or apoy, and then Kugon is yung uri ng damo na madaling masunog. It is refers us to a Filipino in our attitude when we are going to starting things. Dalasan sa atin yung sa tuwing may ginagawa tayo ay parang na-excite tayo sa mga bagay na parang gusto nating madaling tapusin. But lastly is kapag nakaranas na tayo ng hirap ay mapapagod din tayo at wala tayong natatapos na mga bagay-bagay. Kadalasan kasi sa atin kapag may trabaho tayo ay nauna yung excitement sa ating isipan. Tulad na lang ng isang kugon na kapag sinindihan mo ay napakalakas itong umapoy, ngunit madali rin itong mamatay. So ganyan din tayo mga Pilipino, na kilala tayo sa ganyang mga mentality na kapag may trabaho tayo is sa una lang yung excitement, pero sa bandang huli ay madali din tayong mapagod. Wala tayong natapos-tapos na trabaho. This is pride. So what is pride? Mostly Filipino holds onto their pride as if they are more precious than keeping a good relationship with family and loved ones. So, in other words, is pride ay yung mga taong mayayabang or mas tinuturing nila yung sarili nila na mas magaling. Mayroon tayong tinatawag na authentic pride at hubristic pride. So, what is authentic pride? Authentic pride is yung nararamdaman natin pagkatapos matupad ang isang bagay or yung mga hiniling natin. So, in other words, this is the achievements in our lives. So, that is authentic pride. And hubristic pride is ito yung hindi tayo marunong umunawa at hindi magpakababa sa pagkatao. Kadalasan itong nangyayari sa ating mga Pilipino sa tuwing nagkaroon tayo ng hindi pagkakasundo sa kapwa natin. Kapag nagkamali tayo ay imbis na magsuri at itama yung mali, minsan ay mas itinuturing pa natin na tayo yung tama at tayo lang yung magaling. Hindi tayo marunong umunawa sa kung ano ang tama at mali. So yan yung hubristic pride. Example nito ay yung nag-away kayo ng partner mo, kahit sa maliit lang na pagkakamali ay mas lumaki pa ito, kahit naman na nagsusuri ka sa kanya pero hindi kanya pinapatawad kasi mas umusbong yung pride niya kaysa yung tinatawag na authentic pride niya. Imbis na paigtingin at manumbalik yung relasyon nyo ay ang nagkakaroon mas lalo pang lumala at sumama yung gulo kasi nangyayari ito ay dahil sa tinatawag nating hubristic pride. So ang hubristic pride ay hindi talaga nakakatulong sa ating mga tao. Hindi tayo marunong umunawa kapag mayroon tayong hubristic pride. Walang magandang may idudulot ang hubristic pride sa atin. So that is pride. At para naman kailangan itong maiwasan is kailangan mo lang tanggapin kung ano ang tama at kung ano ang mali. This is pride. So what is pride? Mostly Filipino holds onto their pride as if they are more precious than keeping a good relationship with family and loved ones. So, in other words, is pride ay yung mga taong mayayabang or mas tinuturing nila yung sarili nila na mas magaling. Mayroon tayong tinatawag na authentic pride at hubristic pride. So, what is authentic pride? Authentic pride is yung nararamdaman natin pagkatapos matupad ang isang bagay or yung mga hiniling natin. So, in other words, this is the achievements in our lives. So, that is authentic pride. And hubristic pride is ito yung hindi tayo marunong umunawa at hindi magpakababa sa pagkatao. Kadalasan itong nangyayari sa ating mga Pilipino sa tuwing nagkaroon tayo ng hindi pagkakasundo sa kapwa natin. Kapag nagkamali tayo ay imbis na magsuri at itama yung mali, minsan ay mas itinuturing pa natin na tayo yung tama at tayo lang yung magaling. Hindi tayo marunong umunawa sa kung ano ang tama at mali. So yan yung hubristic pride. Example nito ay yung nag-away kayo ng partner mo, kahit sa maliit lang na pagkakamali ay mas lumaki pa ito kahit naman na nagsusuri ka sa kanya pero hindi kanya pinapatawad kasi mas umusbong yung pride niya kaysa yung tinatawag na authentic pride niya. Imbis na paigtingin at manumbalik yung relasyon nyo ay ang nagkakaroon mas lalo pang lumala at sumama yung gulo kasi nangyayari ito ay dahil sa tinatawag nating hubristic pride. So ang hubristic pride ay hindi talaga nakakatulong sa ating mga tao. Hindi tayo marunong umunawa kapag mayroon tayong hubristic pride. Walang magandang may idudulot ang hubristic pride sa atin. So, that is pride. At para naman kailangan itong maiwasan is kailangan mo lang tanggapin kung ano ang tama at kung ano ang mali.
Good morning, sir. Good morning, classmate. I am the supporter of political self. Continuing the topic of Filipino markers. Filipino markers, there are four kind of proverbs. First is proverbs or salawikain. Number 2 is superstition. And number 3 is mythics and legend. And number 4 is heroes and icon. So, Filipino markers, what then are the hallmarks of our being a Filipino? What makes us truly realize in our being a Filipino? And their following are constant reminder of nationality. First is proverbs or salawikain. Filipino proverbs, just like any other proverbs, are saying that conveys lesson and reflection or Filipino practice, beliefs and tradition. Divide the proverbs into 6 categories. In 2000. First, letter A is proverb expressing a general attitude toward life and the law that govern lives. Like for example, guys, is honesty is a good policy. So many example. And letter B is ethical. Ethical provides recommending certain virtues and condemning certain vices. Example, guys, like don't judge a book by its cover. And letter C is proverb expressing a system of value. Like for example, guys, is pag may itinanim ka ay mayroon kang anihin. And letter D is proverbs expressing a general thought observation about life and human life. And letter A is humorous proverbs and miscellaneous proverbs. An example of a Filipino proverb is the saying, kung may tiyaga ay may nilaga, which means the hard work will be rewarded if one is persistence. Like for example, sabihan ni Dr. Social na pag may tananim ka ay may anin siya. It's a belong of mga meaningful words like that. That's a proverb. And number 2 is superstition. Superstition. Filipino also subscribes to their own set and superstition passed down generation to generation. Some of these may be influenced by the beliefs from our cultures, but Filipino, according to a Filipino superstition, a woman signing while cooking will be in up spinster. So parents remind their daughters to avoid taking picture interest as the one in the center is said to die, according to another superstition. Like for example, guys, mga paniniwala ng bawal ka magbawalis pag gabi. Number 3 is myths and legend. Myths and legend, guys, is like for mga alamat, mga kasabihang alamat. Number 2 is myths and legend. Due to the Philippines' rich culture and history, numerous myths and legends have a strong about things that are beyond one's imagination. This story are the aim to explain the origin of things. All the same time, it teaches a valuable lesson. Some of these stories stem in a pre-Christianity period but have evolved to stories we know today. A famous Filipino legend is about the origin of the pineapple fruit. It is a story about a young and lazy girl named ang inutusan si Pina ng kanyang ina na hanapin ng mga na isang bagay na hindi niya nakita ni Pina. Kaya one day ang kanyang nanay ay nagwiwis na magkaroon siya ng dayong mata para kahit nakatalikod siya ay kaya niyang makita. Kaya pinapangatan ng story nito is a very nice story. Behind the pineapple or tinatawag siya na pinya in the Filipino words. And last is a heroes and icons. First is the famous Filipino icon such as Lia Salonga. Lia Salonga is living in another country to express his talent of singing. Mayroon sa mga sikat na kanta gaya ng The Wanna Journey. Sumikat siya bilang sa kanyang dala ng being a Filipino na magandang boses at pinakita niya ito in other country to show their talents. And the next is Manny Pacquiao. Manny Pacquiao is also known as a famous boxer and world champion boxers in the world. Manny Pacquiao is tinatawag sa ating bansa na pambansang kamao dahil sa kanyang kakayahan at ang aking galing bilang boxing man. Kaya kinilala siya ng buong bansa being a legend and a Hall of Fame boxing. Kaya nasama siya sa mga famous Filipino icon. Manny Pacquiao at the last and the very own national heroes. Jose Rizal also served as important Filipino martyrs as they have made the Filipino name more pronounced worldwide through their own expertise. Jose Rizal is served to save their own country. So, ang number one Filipino na
So, I am the last reporter of this group. My topic is all about how to be a good Filipino. I read the statement. Now you know that your traits and values are important indicators of being a Filipino. So, the following are few ways on how to be a good Filipino. First, be an active Filipino citizen. We should participate the events and program of the government so that we can say that we are active Filipino citizen. And when it comes to voting, you should vote wisely and choose a good leader. So when it comes to rich and poor, we are all equal. No one is going up and no one is going down. We are all equal. And then helping each other. And number 2, study the Philippine history. We all know that our past history in the past decades is bloody. For example, Magellan and Lapu-Lapu, the battle in the Cebu. And so it is important to love our country, to know the history of our country, and recognize the abuse of political power. And number 3, support local products. So when you buy a local products, you do not only support local manufacturers and businessmen. We should also help the economy, the farmers, and the employees so that our economy is going up, and the business is going up, so that the employees is more, and open a new job opportunities to the people who are not who are unemployed. Speak number 4. Speak the Filipino language. We in our era, or this 21st century, some of us can speak a English, and some kids are English speaking. No one is hindi lahat nagsasalita ng English, at pati yung karamihan sa atin is nagsasalita talaga ng Tagalog or Bisaya, and that is show the love of our country. So this is strictly so still not strictly imposed, and as per Dr. Serasal said, that the importance of speaking a national language is the way of displaying the love of our country. So, sa pamamagitan ng pagsasalita ng ating wika, ay yan ang paraan ng pagmamahal sa ating kapwa o sa ating bansa. Number 5, do not spread the fake news. Some of us is going to have a fake news, at yung iba ay nagsasalita ng kahit hindi naman totoo, kinakalat talaga nila yung mga salita na yan, at paggawa ng mga fake news is very common jud kay sa ato ang mo kalat og mga fake news. Like for example, way klase og mga bisag na ay klase gi-spread nila ang fake news nga walay klase through the technology, through the social media. We all know that social media is very important because of our loved ones working abroad or in the other country of our other cities of our country. It is very important because it is the way of communicating to each other even though it was far away. So that's all, and thank you for watching.